Hello, welcome to yet another episode on my channel. Thank you for joining me. It'll be great if you could go through the channel description before you begin watching the videos. I'm straight away going to begin with the topic social media. I do take sessions on language as well as counseling, personality development, and there were a couple of learners and also people from the professional sectors sharing about certain aspects of social media. Now, this happens consistently and frequently on social media. I don't have to speak about the benefits, the umpteen number of benefits that we all enjoy because of this particular aspect of the technology, the social media connecting with people. Specifically, there are a lot of people expanding their business and also beginning networks of friendship, profession, career, whatever it is. We get chance to connect with other parts of the countries also. So here I'm not going to elaborate and expand on such things, but there are a few things that you need to be careful about. The first thing is there will always be a thread of conversation, communication happening on social media, whether it's YouTube or any of the apps that you use. If you're communicating with a particular person or a group, you have a thread of conversation, even when it comes to emails. Looking closer at all these things, you will be able to understand the authenticity, the responsibility, and the determination of the work, the project, or just a relationship that you really want to share. Because some of the people share about relationship. Relationship doesn't mean just flirting and chatting and being with someone special, but even friendship. Okay, so through the thread of communication and conversation, you can easily decipher, decode the intention of a person or a group. I'm not asking you to judge. Judgment is different, analysis is different, assessment is different. When you analyze, you'll be able to understand the purpose of communicating, of spending your time, even if it's an email or even if it's drafting and penning a letter. The next thing that you have to keep in mind is many of you are already careful about it. There are a lot of accounts with no followers, no profile picture. I do not mean to say that people with profile picture and a lot of followers can easily be trusted and they're the best ones. Nothing like that. That has got nothing to do with the personality, character, or intention of a person. But still, there are a lot of fake accounts operating on every platform. As a network, as a team, there are a lot of efforts taken to distill, filter, separate, and also completely bar such contacts affecting the genuine ones, because we have a network of people working towards the betterment of the society. Many things operate, and without sending emails and without depending on these kind of things, we cannot connect with people. Okay, so I'm not speaking about things that you have to avoid and you shouldn't avoid. Of course, it's the choice that you make, but still, today we are in this trend. We are following this kind of funny trend. What I'm trying to tell you is be cautious. Be aware of whom you're following and who is following you. There is little that can be done when it comes to awareness. You might be thinking, what is the point of knowing who is following you and whom you're following, whether we can really understand? It's not possible then also. But still, be aware. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you might be a person working with a group of friends or a team, or you might be at the verge of expanding your business, whatever it is. I think you need to be careful with the messages that you respond to. If it's required, definitely you have to respond. We cannot be filled with that air of attitude or be presumptuous about a lot of things. But as I told you in the beginning, the thread of communication and conversation will definitely disclose what is the intention of the person. Sometimes you don't have to even respond. I'm not asking you to be very rigid and unfriendly, but if there is no requirement, you don't have to respond, because there are a lot of hidden dangers in the social media. And today we speak about it in schools, we speak about it in colleges, but also adults are getting trapped. So when I got to learn about such things from the professionals, I was like, okay, this is happening amidst everyone, not just school students. And sometimes we feel only the teenagers get trapped. It's not like that. People don't speak about it. Okay, children will speak about it, and there are a lot of helplines and cells that really work for children. But when it comes to adults, also we have got helplines, we have a lot of things operating, but people seldom speak about it. When there is a genuine group working towards the betterment, there will always be frustrated and irritating or annoying and purposeless people operating on these kind of platform. Now, we always follow trend when it comes to cosmetics, when it comes to the items that you purchase, when it comes to a lot of things. We have promotional programs. We cannot say a no to such things, because that's how ads work. That's how a lot of people get benefited. Okay, so when it's like a cycle, it's like a network that's operating, I think it becomes difficult for people to choose, to filter the genuine ones from the genuine experience of a person. And when it comes to language learning also, I can see for myself, I can see a lot of platforms operating, a lot of apps operating, but I can clearly tell you that all of them are not genuine. All of them do not work towards the language learning, the so-called betterment of language or speaking or writing skills. But there are genuine ones. So what I'm trying to tell you is, because everything is challenging, because of unnecessary competition also, the world is really cramped. Okay, because of all the competition that's operating in and around you, it's difficult to filter. But if you take some time, if you take some effort, if you have the patience, you can really find what you want. It's like a mixture, it's like an amalgam of so many things. Like, you go to a stationery shop, you have a lot of things. Okay, interpolation of many things, it's mixed up, it's an amalgam, and then you choose what you want. Just now I spoke about challenges and competition. So when the world is so challenging, we have a lot of options, we have a lot of possibilities. Along with all these things comes frustration, lack of time, and also health problems. I'm not here to speak about the details of such things, but when there is frustration, there will be a lot of unnecessary conversation, comments, sharing, liking, everything will happen. A frustrated person can come from a bad day's work and just comment on anything and everything, spoiling the intention and purpose of another person. Suppose you take Instagram, and if there is a person working hard to expand business or share something that's really relevant and important for the society, and if there is a frustrated person, he can go to the extent of just commenting, even without listening to the content, without paying attention. He has the freedom to just comment something, saying that what's wrong, anything. It can be abusive, it can be anyway. We have got the community guidelines. If you're not aware of that, there is something known as the community guidelines everywhere, even on Instagram and YouTube. To an extent, people can really find out who you are. I'm not speaking about the cybercrime and such kind of things that really deal with that deal with such things legally, but community guidelines are really helpful. You need to read it. You might be thinking, what is the purpose of all such things? When you are a user, when you have an account, I think it's very important for you to know the rules, the regulations, drawing the boundaries. Use it for productive purpose. Even if it's not productive, why do you have to go to the extent of interfering with the space of another person? That's when problems creep in. Now, there were a lot of people sharing with me regarding the accounts or the followers and the problems they're trapped in. I told you about such things in the beginning. So what I tell them is, you need to know whom you're following. You need to know whom you're speaking with. You need to trust your intention. See, once or twice, within one or two conversations, you will not understand, because you're not seeing the person. And you might be thinking through text messages and through such things, how can you really understand? You should remember that we are living in this world of emojis. Emojis cannot be replaced for emotions. Emotions are something different. Emojis are different. It is only something that, it's a tool that we use for ease. Okay, just for ease. But the emotion of a true person is totally different. Okay, so you cannot say that, okay, I conveyed so and so things through emojis. You can use it, but it cannot be replaced with emotions. It cannot speak for emotions. That's what I was trying to tell you. Okay, so culminating and then compressing all the points together, you need to know what you're really doing, whether you are here for a purpose. Even if you are just whiling away your time, because after a day's hard work, it's good to watch some good reels, funny reels, comedy, and things like that. It's good if you have a time limit for everything that you will know, because you all are grown ups and most of you are good with time management. But apart from such things, you need to know why you are here. If you don't find any purpose, don't even go to the extent of using that app. Nobody's going to ask you how many apps you're using and I'll give you the Achievers Award. It's not like that. It's good to know what each app is for. And the last point is never engage in a conversation unnecessarily. What I'm trying to tell you is video calls, voice note, because all these things, we cannot blame such things. We cannot say who created and invented all these things. No, it's helping many people. There are two sides to the coin. It's helping many people for conferences, for connectivity purpose, network, as I told you in the beginning. But there's a wrong side also to it when you misuse it. So you should know what's coming from where. It's not very easy to understand because these days there are a lot of people sharing links. Okay, so you're aware about such things. If you have genuine people in your network, like there will be friends working with such groups or friends who are really updated with such guidelines. You have to talk to such people, you have to communicate and understand what's going on, update yourself, because every minute this is changing. And as I always tell you, we are not changing, in the sense we are made of flesh and blood, we are not made of microchips, and we are not an app operating. You should be a human being operating and not an app. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I hope that some points are clear. And I thought of creating this video as per the suggestions of some of the subscribers. And when I speak to people personally, they share the exact problem, and then we try to find a solution. It's not you alone finding the solution as a counselor, as a trainer, but we find a solution together. And sometimes some solutions could be really heartbreaking and depressing, but I think it's always for the good. When there is a problem, when you identify the problem, be very sure that the solution is near at hand. In this busy world, you have to reflect, you have to introspect and retrospect. Very, very important. You cannot say that I'm too busy. And remember, as we all know, no one is too busy to take care of themselves, to send a text message, to respond to something. Not at that particular moment, but definitely after 1 hour or maybe the next day, it is possible. If you really want to, it is possible. Okay, especially in this 21st century. So do not get fooled and trapped thinking that, oh, maybe the person is busy. The person could be busy, but too busy for you and not for the others. This is not applicable only to relationship. When it comes to work, when it comes to project completion, when it comes to getting the response to a particular proposal for a project, or it could be connecting with a company, it could be an interview call, it could be a relationship, whatever it is, I think these points are very important. Don't always think in one direction. There are a lot of angles to so many things. So thank you so much and bye-bye.